What is going on, Pugwudgie family? It has been a while. A lot has happened. I was recently at a convention at Fan Expo Boston with Flylight Clash. Follow him on all his socials. I was also recently at Terrificon, where I was with my wife, and I met a lot of awesome, amazing people. And one of them that I finally was able to just interact, and it was just an amazing time over there, is Broke Boy Comics. My boy Noah, shout out to you, bro. You're awesome. Thank you for meeting up with me. I really enjoyed our time. On to the comics that I have here. First off, Chris Campana. Again, shout out to you, bro. This has been a really amazing commission art, and it just won't stop. Every time I'm gonna see you, it's gonna be another commission. Right here, we have the Invincible Battle Beast from the Invincible Universe. This is Battle Beast being taken over by Venom. Now, this is a pretty cool, commission artwork, and the details on it is just immaculate. And here we go with Howard the Duck. This is actually by Scotty Young, his cover art, and I'm a big fan of Howard the Duck. If no one knew, Howard the Duck is one of my favorites as well, besides Blue Beetle or Jason Todd for the Red Hood. Some other characters that I really enjoy the most, but Howard the Duck is definitely one of my favorites, and I really did enjoy this one right here. We'll go with the next Howard the Duck here. This is actually one of the first issues for Howard the Duck. And this one specifically is actually the UK edition. It is not the American edition, and the only way you can actually tell the difference is right here, where the price of the comic book is. I believe the original pricing for US is 25 cents. This is 9 pence. Yes, that's my wife in the background. And then I gotta shout out someone else again for holding this down for such a long time. This is by Monstrous. I believe it was Sana Takeda. She's definitely an awesome artist when it comes to the cover arts. But yeah, shout out to Carlos for Re-Up Hunter. Also go follow him in all his socials. He was holding this down for a while since, I believe, WickedCon. I'm sorry, I was late to it, but I finally picked it up, and I was very excited for this. And then here we go. Actually, in the moment where I was talking with Chris Campana, there was another guy. His name was John Hahn. I'm sorry if I butchered that last name, but he is a publisher for Dreamscape Publishing, and it was pretty cool. Just talking with him, and he was mentioning about like a lot of upcoming events with partnership with Chris Campana. I'm not gonna say what it is, but a lot of cool stuff that he mentioned, and I really liked it. And so I went over his booth, and I also met Scott, and he is the editor chief, if I'm right, for the Dreamscape, and he was showing me this comic book right here. It's based off of a historical, high action, nonfiction event in Afghanistan, and one of the cool things that I actually really liked about this comic book, it has a very interactive. And what I mean by that is it has QR codes built into the comic book, and when you scan in that QR code, it actually takes you to like a cool event based off of this book for like the nonfiction, which is it's really amazing. I actually highly recommend checking this out. It is Dreamscape Publishing. They got some other titles in there, but I really recommend you guys checking this out. And then lastly, recently, it was just my birthday, August 28th. Babies on the August. Come on, shout out to them. Woo! My wife actually got me an omnibus. This is huge. So huge. When am I going to get time to read this? I have no clue. But this is huge. This is based on the Batman Detective Comics on the New 52. It is where I believe Joker disappears and it causes like this huge havoc within Gotham. New villains come in and they come in even more like evil than the usual. There's a lot of characters that come up here. The Doll Maker, Mr. Toxic, Court of Owls, and the Penguin. They're all involved into this comic book. And just to show you, there is also a different cover art within the hard book on the omnibus. And it actually shows Penguin in the background as well. Yeah, that is pretty cool. And honestly, I wish I knew who this was. I don't know if it's Deathstroke or if it's another Robin. I don't know. I'm gonna have to read it, but it's gonna take some time for me to read this. But yeah, this was a pretty cool grab for my wife to get me for my birthday, and I really enjoy that. And shout outs to my wife. Thank you. And then lastly, there is another surprise that I've been wanting to do a lot for a while for conventions, and that is cosplaying. If you haven't noticed what I'm wearing right now, I'm wearing kind of like the Red Hood, the Jason Todd, the hoodie he usually ends up wearing. And then if you don't mind me, wife, Millie. Don't mind me, you guys. But this is the Red Hood's helmet. I got it off this guy from Etsy. It was pretty awesome. He was able to really put it in high detail and do a nice airbrush on this. You can see like his facial expression. This was pretty cool. I really did like this buy from Etsy. It comes in whole with magnets on it. And let's go ahead and put this on. Yeah, so this is the helmet. This is Red Hood, Jason Todd. I'm really digging it. This is really dope. I will say, I'm gonna have to sacrifice my beard because the beard goes all the way down here, and it just doesn't look that good. There are some other things that I am missing. I'm missing the chest piece. I do have the pants. But yeah, no, this is a pretty cool cosplay, and I really can't wait to show this in the next convention that I'm going to. Yeah, thank you for joining Pukwudgie Comics, and this is Eddie, and I'm out. There was a small detail that I missed out on the previous video. So the upcoming events where I'm going to be cosplaying, one of them is actually going to be at the Rhode Island Comic Con, and I'm also going to be meeting up with Noah from Broke Boy Comics, and we're also going to be meeting up with Ryan Santos. It was awesome to meet you, Ryan. Definitely one of the coolest people to really meet. He's got some awesome artwork. Works a lot with DC, Marvel, a lot of indie comics. There is one, I believe it's Dirty Living, or maybe I butchered that wrong, but I believe it is Dirty Living. it's an upcoming comic that you should probably look into, you guys. There is also, I think one of the most recognizables that I remember seeing was basically it's Jar Jar, but in like a Darth Vader kind of ambience. I thought it was pretty dope. But yes, so Noah did find a blank cover of Howard the Duck, and I don't know how it's going to come out, but I think it's going to be really dope to see Ryan Santos doing a Howard the Duck. Dude, Howard the Duck is just, it's a character that I don't see a lot of people drawing in a commission. So I'm pretty excited for that. Another upcoming event that's also going to be taking place is WikiCon. It's a free event. I highly recommend that you guys go. It's definitely for the comic book creators, and shout out to WikiCon because they just do an amazing event as well, especially for being free. That's awesome. So I'm also going to meet up with another commission art for, his name is Rich Woodwall. He's got also a lot of awesome DC characters and Marvel characters that he's drawn. Most of the noticeable ones are TMNT. The last event that I remember going, I picked up a TMNT with Street Fighter. Dope cover art, dope story in itself, with Street Fighter and TMNT. If y'all don't know yet, Street Fighter is confirmed for a movie, and the upcoming characters are off the hook. There are some noticeable characters. I believe Jason Momoa is going to be playing one of the characters. Kaylee Ling, I believe, she's going to be playing as Chun-Li. There are some other characters there that are going to be awesome. I think from Suicide Squad, I think his name was like Polka Dot Man. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be one of the characters for Street Fighter, and so on. There's so many other characters in there. Very awesome actors. Yeah, so I'm gonna have Rich Woodwall do an awesome commission art. I told him just to surprise me with any characters he hasn't drawn. I'm hoping, I'm hoping it's gonna be just an awesome artwork that I'm just gonna be blown away. But yeah, those are the upcoming events that I forgot to mention, and I'm very excited for this upcoming year.